3, 2, 1. Action.
Hello everyone, it's movie time, so get your popcorns and let's get right into it. In today's video, we are going to take a look at some of the best movies to watch in 2024. These are current trending action, adventure, horror, and comedy films that you should certainly check out. These are the top 10 best movies that you should look into. Number 10, Tarot.
It's an unspoken rule not to use somebody else's cards.
Who cares? Who's going first?
It is a 2024 supernatural horror film written and directed by Spencer Cohen and Anna Hallberg. The film is based on a 1992 novel Horoscope by Nicholas Adams. The show unfolds when a group of friends recklessly violates the sacred rule of tarot readings, which is never use someone else's deck, and they unknowingly unleash an unspeakable evil trapped within the cursed cards. One by one, they come face to face with fate and end up in a race against death to escape the future foretold in their readings. Number 9, The Image of You.
You just met him.
I didn't just meet him.
You haven't even introduced me to him yet. He's a player, isn't he?
No.
Divorced?
No.
It is an upcoming American mystery thriller film directed by Jeff Fisher. Based on the novel of the same name by Adele Park, it follows a story of Anna and Zoe, two identical twins, who share a bond so close that nothing and no one can tear them apart. But the two twins have very different personalities. Anna is romantic and trusting, and her sister Zoe is daring and dangerous. When Anna meets charismatic Nick, an ambitious stock trader, she thinks he's perfect. But Zoe, who has seen Anna betrayed by men before, doesn't trust him. She's determined to find who Nick really is and discover the truth about him, no matter who stands in the way. As Zoe digs for the truth, they're all pulled into a dangerous game where honesty could prove fatal. Number 8, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Furiosa! We've come too far.
It is an upcoming post-apocalyptic action-adventure film co-produced and directed by George Miller. It is the 5th installment in the Mad Max franchise, set 15 to 20 years before the events of Mad Max Fury Road. As the world falls apart, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and into the hands of a biker horde led by the warlord Dementus. While two tyrants war for dominance over the Citadel, Furiosa survives many trials as she plots a way back home through the wasteland. Number 7, The Fall Guy.
It's me, Colt Sievers, and this is my hero's journey.
It is a 2024 action comedy film directed by David Leitch. The film stars Ryan Gosling as Colt Severs, a skilled stuntman who is drawn back into the industry of action stunts shortly after leaving the field following near-fatal incident. Sear is soon called to perform the stunts when the main actor disappears while filming a big-budget film, directed by Colt's ex-girlfriend, Naud Moreno. While Colt does perilous stunts for the film, he also tries to solve the case of Ryder's abduction, which involves a larger criminal conspiracy. The film on the stunt work serves as the foundation for Hollywood action movies while combining thrilling action scenes with romantic and comic elements to highlight the characters' relationships. Number 6, The First Omen.
You don't have to be afraid. God has great plans for you.
It is a 2024 supernatural horror film directed by Akasha Stevenson. It is the 6th movie in the Omen trilogy and the follow-up to the 1976 horror blockbuster The Omen. The protagonist of the story is Margaret, an American girl who was brought to Rome to work for the church, but she soon starts to doubt her faith after encountering a sinister force which causes her to wonder about belief, which led her to discover a horrifying plot that will bring evil to life. The movie follows Margaret's quest as it becomes more convoluted due to her encounters with several individuals who push her venture beyond the convent and cause her views to be questioned at key moments. The film places a strong emphasis on growth and a gradual increase in tension, which culminates in a horrific final act that is in line with the original film spooky vibe. Number 5, Civil War.
Rid the use of airstrikes against American citizens.
It is a 2024 action thriller film directed by Alex Garland. The movie centers on a group of reporters maneuvering a post-Civil War America. The story begins with a team of journalists traveling from New York City to Washington, D.C., with the objective to speak to the president prior to a rebel group seizing power in the capital. Their trip is filled with violent action scenes and moral quandaries, ending in high-stakes attacks in the White House, while seeing and recording the violent disintegration of the nation's capital. The journalists grapple with what's right both personally and professionally among devastation. The whole cast of the movie is very noteworthy, especially Wagner and Kristen roles. While the plot is rather routine, the character relationships and the action sequences provide an exciting viewing experience for the genre. Number 4, Damsel.
Close your eyes. I've got you.
It is a 2024 American dark fantasy film directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. The central character is Elodie, a young woman from a poor village who agrees to marry a prince from a far kingdom. But when she arrives at the palace, she meets the king and ends up in the dark cave when she soon realizes that she is being exploited to fulfill a royal family's historic debt to the dangerous dragon. And now she must flee while avoiding attacks from the dragon which has begun stalking her. Like many princess stories, the film tackles themes of deception and redemption, but it becomes more of a survival narrative than an entirely fantasy, which manages to include some really exciting sequences, especially when Elodie has to confront the dangerous dragon and the silence of the cave. Number 3, Lisa Frankenstein.
Your hand?
It is a 2024 comedy horror film directed by Zelda Williams. The story begins in 1989 with Lisa, a single senior in high school who becomes resentful of her situation after her father remarries and moves in with her new spouse. In the meantime, Lisa struggles to adjust to her new environment and seeks refuge in the tranquil shelter of the nearby graveyard, where she is particularly drawn to a young man, Victoria, near a tomb. However, when a thunder hits the young man's, resurrecting the young man's body in a strange manner, Lisa decides to maintain her new zombie love concealed from the public and retrieves the body's missing parts to protect his life. Overall, the movie is delightfully funny, with humorous narrative centered on Lisa's need for body parts and her impulsive manners for romance. Number 2, Land of Bad.
6 minutes to the TV. I'm shooting. We got big fucking problems. Is this your first mission? Second.
It is a 2024 American action film directed by William Eubank. The story focuses on Sergeant J.J. Kenny, who, after being enlisted by a special military operations squad, finds himself in a crucial assignment. His squad is tasked with retrieving abducted cologs from the claws of regional militants, while Kenny's skill becomes critical when the team is ambushed, leaving Kenny and Army drone operator, Captain Eddie Grimm, as their best chance for their lives. The film does not shy away from presenting the vivid and unvarnished realities of combat, from gory sequences to intense gunfights. Seeing these events play out is both intriguing and heartbreaking for the audience. Number 1, Sting. It is a 2024 horror thriller directed by Kaya Roach Turner. The plot centers around Charlotte, a young girl whose pet spider sting evolves into a massive, terrifying monster. The movie focuses on Charlotte and her stepfather, Ethan, as they make their way through their lives in a peculiar apartment complex where Sting starts luring people by imitating his sounds. The suspense rises when Charlotte and Ethan, along with the other residents, fight the intelligent and adaptive Sting. The story and character development are decent, but the creature effects and the cast performances are what really keep you interested. That's it for today. Please subscribe to our channel to see more videos about movies and series suggestions.